excited that you're here attending Yin with me. If you haven't practiced Yin before, Yin is a more restorative type yoga practice. We'll be sitting or lying down onto our mats the entire time. You don't have to stand up at all. So if you don't already have a comfy spot set up, go ahead and roll out a yoga mat or a blanket. You can even be on a comfy carpet. So just find yourself a comfortable space to be where you can spread out for the next hour as we go through this yoga practice together. I will also be introducing some pranayama. Pranayama is breathing practice within the yoga tradition. If you have a favorite yoga pose, go ahead and put it into the chat. I'm excited to see and hear what some of your favorite yoga postures are. If it's not a Yin posture, go ahead and put it down there anyway. I'm always looking for inspiration and to see what people are just in love with right now. So go ahead and put into the chat what your favorite Yin or other yoga poses are.
Gita sending you love.
Hi Gita, I love you, I miss you. Can't wait to see you when all this virus is gone and this yuckiness. I'm glad that you have some space to do some yoga with me tonight. I can't wait to do it live in person with you. Yeah, your classes are one of my favorites, so can't wait to see you again. Are the boys doing yoga with you?
Carla says my favorite Melting Heart.
Oh yes, I like Melting Heart too.
And other ones I've posted on Facebook.
And the other ones you posted on Facebook. Carolina, the ones that you posted on Facebook, I have planned to do Tail of the Cat. That'll be an option for intensifying as we go through. Won't be able to do Wall Yin tonight, but I'll do a practice with you within the yoga teacher training virtual course where we do some Wall Yin together, but I won't do a lot of Wall Yin tonight, but I'll make sure that you get those in.
Alright. Ooh, Gita would love some twists.
Alright, Gita wants some twists, some detoxifying. You got it, girl. Alright, is it time? We're ready to start at 7 o'clock? Alright, so I hope that you have a yoga mat. If you have bolsters, go ahead and get your bolster ready. If you are not quite sure what a bolster is, it's a fancy name for a pillow in yoga. It's very dense. And this is a Hugger Mugger bolster, one of my favorite brands. It's a really dense pillow, and we use this within Yin and restorative. It gives us support within the postures. If you don't have a bolster, totally cool, just grab a couple of pillows. Back in my early yoga days, I would use towels to make a bolster. I would get about 5 towels, stack them up, and then roll them, and then it makes it really nice and dense for going through your practice, because the pillows can be a little bit squishy. Alright, wherever you're at, however you are situated, go ahead and find a comfortable seat. For me, that comfortable seat is sitting onto my bolster, sitting with my legs crossed. If you're sitting onto the ground, that's totally great as well. Once you find your comfortable seat, place your hands onto your lap, bring your elbows directly underneath of your shoulders, and start to close your eyes down. As you begin to close your eyes, start to move this practice internally, letting go of any outside distractions, giving yourself permission to fully arrive onto your mat tonight. Letting go of distractions is oftentimes easier said than done. Those distractions will pop up again, whether that's kids or the cat or maybe even the puppy within the house as you go through this practice. Each time a distraction does arise, just allow yourself grace. Give yourself permission to put those distractions aside for now. Good. If you find your mind beginning to wander, begin to focus back onto your breath or onto your body. We'll start focusing on our breath now. I invite you to join in on a 2-1 breath with me. Our 2-1 breath is inhaling for half as long as we exhale. Slowly begin to inhale for 3, 2, 1. As you exhale, exhale out 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue with that 2-1 breath. Maybe you increase the inhale to a count of 4, you increase your exhale to a count of 8. This 2-1 breathing is taking us into our parasympathetic nervous system, helping us to get rid of any flight, fight, collapse response we may be experiencing within our energetic bodies. Anytime you feel that you're beginning to get stressed out, you can always reconnect with this 2-1 breathing. Keeping your eyes closed, begin to inhale, circle sweep your hands up overhead. As you exhale, bring your hands into heart center, into namaskar. And do that 2 more times. Inhale, circle sweep your hands up overhead, reach up, activate every cell within your body. Exhale, hands come through third eye. Your hands come into namaskar. And 1 more time, inhale, circle sweep your hands up overhead, reach up. Exhale, hands come into third eye, into heart center. Slight tuck of your chin, slight smile on your face. This time I invite you to set your dedication or your intention for your practice this evening. Anything your imagination comes up with. My personal intention for the night is equanimity. Equanimity gives us permission, calls for us to stay centered, not being tossed around by the waves of life, the highs or the lows. Asks us to stay content with whatever is. It reminds me of a tree. And today in Dana Point it's very, very windy out. And it reminds me to keep equanimity, that even when the wind is blowing, to keep my roots rooted down. I invite you to take this intention if it serves you in your practice tonight. Let's go ahead and release our hands down. And if you're sitting onto a block or onto a bolster, go ahead and place it over to the side for now. We are going to come into a child's pose position. For child's pose, sit your hips onto your heels, let your big toes touch, and then extend your knees out wide. Begin to walk your hands forward. You can place your forehead onto your mat. If the forehead doesn't come all the way down onto the mat, no problem. Place a block or a bolster or pillow underneath of you for more support. As you come into your child's pose position, take the first few breaths to get as comfortable as you can. Shift around a little, wiggle a little. And after you found your sweet spot to be in, then begin to settle into that spot. And so Yin is a more restorative-like practice. And we'll begin these postures for 3 to 5 minutes. But anytime you feel pain or discomfort in the pose, I encourage you to come out. If you decide to come out early out of a posture, just come either onto your back or onto your belly or a seated position. There'll be also long periods of silence throughout this practice. And during those long periods of silence, I encourage you to stay present. And stay present by being present with your breath or the sensations that you feel. Child's pose, start to rise up. Bring your hands underneath of your shoulders and come into a tabletop position. For your tabletop, stack your hands directly underneath your shoulders, knees come directly underneath of your hips. Find your counter posture by either barrel rolling through your belly or finding a cat and cow. Both are best. As you barrel roll, go left and right side, cat and cow. You can go ahead and inhale, head and hips up, and as you exhale, round in. Take either one of those options, just counteracting the deep stretch from child's pose. And take 2 more breaths coming through your counter posture. And go ahead and meet me back into a tabletop position. From tabletop, we're moving into a pose called thread the needle. Bring your left hand directly underneath of your face. Bring your right arm up towards the sky. Reach out of your right fingertips. And as you exhale, bring your right arm underneath of your left. Right palm is facing up towards the sky. And then place your right cheek, right ear onto your mat. Your hips are staying over your knees. This posture feels like a lot. Bring your left hand closer and towards your left shoulder for a little bit more support. If your body's craving more within this posture, you can extend your left leg back behind, straightening out through your left leg, getting more of an internal rotation through your right shoulder. Thread the needle, we'll start to exit out of the pose. Bring your left hand underneath of your left shoulder. Slowly begin to rise up. Come out of the posture just like you came into it. Bring your right arm up towards the sky, find your twist. Exhale, release your right hand down. Release your right hand down directly underneath of your face. Open up towards the left, gaze is up towards your left hand. And now bring your left arm underneath of your right. Your left ear, left cheek come down onto your mat. Once again, take this the same place you did on the first side. So you can modify by bringing your right hand underneath your right shoulder for support. Right arm can also be forward to intensify the sensation. Your other option to intensify even more is to bring your right leg straight, bringing your right knee off of your mat. And play around with the different variations, and then like Goldilocks, find the variation that's just right for you. Feeling enough sensation, but not too much, and not too little. to bring your awareness back if it drifted. Bringing your awareness back into your body before you begin to exit out. And take another breath or two here. And bring your right hand underneath of your right shoulder. And push into your right hand as you begin to revolve and wake up. Left arm comes up towards the sky, find this stretch. Release your left hand down onto your mat and bring both hands underneath of your shoulders. Go ahead and take a few sets of cat and cow. Inhale, head and hips go high, your belly sways down. Exhale, round in. Bring your chin into your chest, energetically push through your upper back. Inhale, come back into your cow pose. Head and hips go high, your belly sways down. Exhale, round in. Chin comes into your chest. Push through your hands, dome through your upper back like you're a scared Halloween cat. Inhale, back into your neutral spot. Come forward onto your belly. As you come forward onto your belly, we're moving into a posture called Sphinx pose. So we come into Sphinx. I want you to bring your feet to the outer edges of your mat. As the feet come to the outer edges of your mat, place the tops of your feet down. Push the tops of your feet down. Now bring your elbows directly underneath of your shoulders. As the elbows are directly underneath your shoulders, hands come forward, root down through your hands. Lengthen through your spine. Broaden through your collarbones. Feel the tops of your feet pushing down into the mat, into the earth. If your eyes are open, I invite you to close your eyes or soften your gaze. Imagine that you're lengthening through your spine. And vertebrae within your spine are a string of pearls, and you're creating more space between the pearls. Yogis, if you're getting enough sensation where you're at, I invite you to stay there. If you want more, root down through your hands. Start to straighten your arms out, coming into your seal pose. If you still want more sensation within the posture, start to walk your hands more underneath of your shoulders. Check in and create more space between your pearls, between the vertebrae of your spine. Notice if your mind is starting to wander or to drift onto things that don't serve you. If that's the case, bring it back into the present moment. And back into the sensations that you're feeling within your body. And back to your delicious breath. Seals or Sphinx, seals make your way back into Sphinx pose. Lowering back down. And bring your elbows directly underneath of your shoulders. And root down through your hands. And push the tops of your feet into the mat, into the earth. Lengthen even more through your spine as you come into your back. Sphinx, lower into a belly down Shavasana. Releasing your head down onto your mat. Turn your gaze over to the left, your right cheek and right ear come all the way down onto the mat, onto the earth. Hands come down beside you. Palms can be facing up towards the sky. If you feel the need to release your low back, you can bring your feet up towards the sky and windshield wipe your legs to the left and to the right, to the left and to the right. For folded leaf, bring your left hand onto the mat, palms facing down. Have your left hand to your left arm at about a 45-degree angle. Bring your right hand directly underneath of your right shoulder. And root down through your right hand. Now begin to roll and open over your left shoulder, getting an external rotation through your left shoulder. Your right knee will swing up and over towards the sky, sole of the right foot's onto your mat. And check in with your left shoulder, making any adjustments you feel that you need in the posture. You need to come back out and re-enter into the pose. Lower back onto your belly, getting your left palm facing down onto the ground. And then swing up and over, opening your belly towards the horizon on the right side of your mat. Be here for 3 more breaths. And start to release out by coming back onto your belly. And bring your left arm down by your side, right arm down by your side. Switch your gaze over towards the left, right ear, left, right cheek or down. From here, going into the second side. Bring your right arm down onto the mat, onto the earth. And the palm of your right hand is facing down. Bring your left hand directly underneath of your left shoulder. Now begin to roll up and over your right shoulder this time. Your left knee will swing up towards the sky, sole of your left foot's onto the mat. Place your right ear, right cheek down. Your belly is open towards the horizon on the left side this time.
here for just a few more breaths. And see with each exhale if you can soften into your right shoulder just a bit more. And slowly begin to exit out and roll back onto your tummy. Bring both hands down by your sides. Switch your gaze to the opposite direction. This time place your left ear, left cheek onto the mat. Gaze is over to the right. Bring your chin back to center. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, sit your hips onto your heels. Come into a child's pose. Your knees can be as close together or as far apart as you like. Child's pose, slowly begin to rise up. Rising up into your tabletop position. From tabletop, we're moving into a pose called Melting Heart, Anjali Asana. You can, or Anahastasana, not Anjali Asana, Anahastasana. If this becomes too intense for you, coming into your melting heart, you can always come back into a child's pose, still getting all the benefits that the pose has to offer. To move into your Anahastasana, your melting heart, start to walk your hands forward. As you bring your hands forward, place your chest onto your mat. Your chin comes onto your mat, gazes forward. For less sensation, you can bring your forehead onto your mat. You can even cactus through one arm, and then about halfway through, I'll let you know you can switch to the second side. In your melting heart pose, activate your Vayana breath. And breathing directly into your heart. And as you exhale, imagine that you're exhaling out of your arms, out of your hands as if you could. We're at our halfway point here. If you have one arm cactus, go ahead and switch to the second arm. You're almost there. We're here for just a few more breaths. So you exit out ever so gently. Bring your hands directly underneath your shoulders. Push your hips back, coming into child's pose. Child's pose, what I want you to do this time is to bring your hands back by your ankles. Palms face up towards the sky, forehead, tip of your nose or onto your mat. Child's pose, inhale, rise up, coming into a seated position. From our seated position, rise up. We're moving into a posture called flowing camel and then taking a nice gentle camel. Sit your hips onto your heels, bring your right hand to your right heel. And as you inhale, lift your left arm up towards the sky, push your hips forward. Good, exhale, sit your hips back onto your heels. Bring your left hand to your left heel, inhale, right side. Push your hips forward, shine your heart up towards the sky. Exhale, sit your hips onto your heels. Go ahead and flow your camel, going your own breath, your own pace. As you inhale, rise up. As you exhale, release, coming back down. Do this 2 more times, both sides. And 1 more time, both sides. Set your hips onto your heels, and then rise up. Bring your hands to the small of your back. Your thumbs are on the outside. Your fingers are on the inside. Pretend that you're wearing mom jeans and your hands are in your back pockets. Pull your elbows closer together. Begin to push your hips forward, coming into a nice, gentle camel pose. Only come into about 60-70% of your maximum camel. Be holding this, not for too long, for about a minute. Push your hips forward. If it feels okay on your neck, you can release your head back and down. Once again, I encourage you to activate through your Vayana breath. Breathing directly into your heart. As you exhale, imagine you're exhaling out of your arms, out of your hands. Camel, if you're feeling dizzy or nauseous at any point in time, I encourage you to come out early. If you're still within the pose, small, gentle breath. To come out, bring your right hand to your right hip, left hand to your left hip, sit your hips onto your heels and pause. It's pretty normal to feel dizzy, seeing yoga fairies after that posture. Sitting with your hips onto your heels will allow the blood to flow back through your heart center, back into the body, finding equanimity. Roll your shoulders up and then back. And find stillness within your shoulders. And bring your right arm across your chest. Palms facing towards the wall behind you. You can bring your left arm and hook it around the right, around the elbows. Open your left arm up, release your right arm down. Roll your shoulders going forwards and backwards a few times. And bring your left arm across your chest. And right arm hooks at the elbow. And stay elevated through your spine, stay elevated through the crown of your head. And slowly begin to release both arms down. Roll your shoulders up and then back a few times. And find stillness. Next stretch. Reach your right arm out like you're grabbing for a pen, or as my mother-in-law likes to say, a cerveza. Reach over towards the right. Bring your left ear to your left shoulder. And feel the stretch through the neck on the right side. If you want more of a sensation, reach further out of your right fingertips. And drop your chin down about 1/4 of an inch or so. And bring your head back to center. Release your right hand onto your lap. Switch sides. Reach out of your left fingertips, reaching for your pen, reaching for your phone, cerveza. Bring your right ear to your right shoulder. Notice if you feel any tension within your neck. If you're feeling tension within your neck, breathe into that spot, asking for it to soften, to release. And release your chin down about 1/4 inch or so. Bring your head back to center, both hands come onto your lap. From here, let's go ahead and come forward, swing your feet forward. No, just joking, we're not swinging our feet forward just yet. We're moving into our pigeon pose. From tabletop, bring your right knee to the outside of your right wrist. Just allow your shin to fall where it's at. Take a look back at your left leg. Get your left leg in alignment with the glute. So you can sit up here, getting more length through your spine, just breathing into your hips a bit before you lower all the way down into sleeping pigeon. And lengthen up through your spine. Maybe find a sweet smile on your face. Take 2 more breaths before you begin to descend down. Next exhale, slowly begin to release down. And coming into your sleeping pigeon. You can release your forehead onto your forearms. You can stack your fists or place your forehead all the way down onto your mat. Notice if you're holding on to any tension through your belly. Allow your belly to soften. Notice if you're holding any tension through your shoulders. Allow your shoulders to soften. And soften through your jaw by naturally separating your teeth. And release tension out of your forehead and out of your scalp. I find that if I bring my awareness into the center of my brain, it releases tension out of my forehead and out of my scalp. And taking me into higher consciousness. Pigeons, we're moving into our last 30 seconds within the posture. And see if you can send your breath into your hips, allowing your hips to soften even more. And pigeons, slowly begin to rise up. Place your hands underneath of your shoulders and push. We're moving into tabletop pose. Tuck the toes of your left foot, set your left knee onto your mat. Bring your right leg back behind. Straighten your right leg out behind you. Give your right leg a little bit of a wiggle and a shake, letting the blood flow back into your right leg. And find any movement that your body needs. And move back into your tabletop. Bring your left knee now to the outside of your left wrist. Coming into your pigeon on the second side. One thing that I like to do when I come into pigeon is to tuck the toes of my right foot, lift my right knee up off of the mat. Then I release my right knee down, release the top of my right foot down. Do this about 3 to 5 times and I find that it squares my hips off a little bit more. It also helps to create a little bit more space before lowering all the way into the posture. And we'll be here for just another breath or 2. Before lowering down into our sleeping pigeon. And start to find length through your spine. And take a big breath in, big inhale. And as you exhale, slowly lower down. And take another inhale, bringing more prana, more life force into every cell, every muscle, every tendon. As you exhale, ask your body to soften. And surrender into gravity. Pigeons, it's almost time. And take a few more breaths here. And being completely present into the moment, completely present into your body. Notice the places of your body that touch down onto the mat, onto the earth. Notice the air on your skin. Notice the way that the light hits your hands. Now slowly start to rise up. And bring your hands underneath of your shoulders as you rise. Tuck the toes of your right foot and send your right knee onto the mat. Left leg comes back to meet the right. Now extend your left leg back behind, finding any movement that your body needs. And finding your counter posture, your counter moves. Start to sit onto your heels, sit your hips onto your heels, and then cross over your ankles, swing your feet out in front of you. And once your feet are out in front of you, go ahead and lie all the way down onto your back. Have your gaze up towards the sky. Hands come down beside you. Now bring your knees up towards the sky if they're not already. And bring your right knee into your right shoulder. Extend your left leg out long. Cross your right leg up and over the left side of your body for a supine twist. Allow your right shoulder to yearn down towards the earth. One special request I have for a practice tonight was into your knees. Squeezing in. Maybe squeezing equanimity into each cell, each muscle, each tendon. Finding our roots throughout the storm. Finding our calm, whether the waves are high or low. Squeeze in. And on your exhale, release out. Finding your final Shavasana. Letting your legs go long, your heels touch, and your toes fall open. Perhaps Rafa can find a nice Shavasana song on this playlist for us. Bring our hands down by our sides. As you bring your hands down by your sides, take another big breath in, filling your body with more oxygen. And as you exhale, allow your body to soften into your mat, into the earth even more. Good, inhale, breathe in. Exhale, soften, release, relax. As we come into our final Shavasana, I encourage you to get as comfortable as you can. If you need a blanket or a pillow, go ahead and grab it. And once you're as comfortable as you can be in your final Shavasana, commit to being in this pose for the next 5 minutes. We have no place to go, nowhere to be. So for right here, right now, breathing. Bring your intention back into the present moment, back into the space that you're in. Feel your mat beneath you, supporting you, taking your weight. And feel the horizon stretching all the way around. And breathe into the ether, the air above you. And breathing into unlimited possibilities. Start to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. And feeling every sensation as you do. And bring your hands up overhead for a good morning stretch in the evening. And roll over onto your favorite side, moving into a fetal position. And let your bottom arm serve as a pillow. Allow your knees to draw in close. Pausing right here in your fetal position. No place to be but right here, right now. Slowly begin to push yourself up into a seated position, middle of your mat. So you can keep your eyes closed or downcast. Sit with your legs crossed and bring your hands into Namaskar in the heart center. So many people throughout the world are suffering, striving to be healthy, striving for prosperity, for abundance, longing for connection with others through this time of social isolation, through this time that the whole world is fighting to breathe. I ask that you dedicate your practice this evening for the betterment of mankind, for the betterment of Mother Earth. I appreciate you for coming onto your mat, spending this hour to raise your own vibration. We raise our own vibrations. We also raise the vibrations of the people, the places that we come in contact with. It's always my honor, my privilege, and my pleasure to guide you through your moving meditation, through your yoga practice. I'm here because this is my passion, it's my love, and truly there's no other place I'd rather be. Namaste means that the light in me honors the light in you. I honor the love, the light, the beauty, the truth and the kindness within you. When you're in this space and I'm in this space, we are together, we are one. Namaste, sweet friends.